Google's inevitable iPhone 8 riposte has arrived. Following the fulfillment of the iPhone 7 beating Pixel Ultimate year, it was apparent Google might over again attempt to trump Apple's efforts with a barrage of refinements and hardware improvements. And again, the Pixel 2 is primed to make the equal tough-hitting announcement this 12 months, there's nonetheless a gap for Android to your pocket. Because the smaller of the two new Pixels, the Pixel 2 is a 5-in phone with an AMOLED display screen and a 12-megapixel rear camera that, according to the parents at Xmark, is the first class in its magnificence. And as you'd expect, performance takes a step up too, with the cutting-edge Snapdragon 835 processor buddying up with 4GB of RAM and a desire of either 64GB or 128GB of non-expandable garage. At £629 for the 64GB version and £729 for the 128GB variant, Google's 2D Pixel branded smartphone doesn't come reasonably priced. But, since it's a smaller 5-in telephone, there's no longer pretty as a great deal direct competition as you might anticipate for the Pixel 2. You have the iPhone 8, which has a 4.7-in display screen and costs £699, the Sony Xperia XZ1 Compact with a 4.6-in display for £499, and that's approximately it for the large producers. It's really worth thinking about the Samsung Galaxy S8 in the identical bracket, too. Even though the display is larger at 5.8-in, it's simplest fractionally large than the Google Pixel 2, and it's less expensive as properly, at round £500 currently. Absolutely, as you'll anticipate for a smartphone, it really is simplest. Recently been launched, contracts are still a touch luxurious. Google has sweetened the deal via throwing in a Google Domestic Mini, really worth £49, at no more fee with the first swathe of handsets, but it's well worth double-checking before you splash out on a new agreement or SIM unfastened deal. Whether that's without a doubt bundled, this may be a time-constrained deal. The first class we've observed is with O2 through mobiles.co United Kingdom, with 15GB of fax, unlimited texts and minutes, at £36 in line with month with a 24-month settlement and £150 prematurely price. That is a very affordable £1,014 all-in rate for the whole period of the contract. Of course, the Pixel 2 can also be picked up SIM unfastened, at £629 for the 64GB version and £729 for the 128GB variant. If you're after the supersized Pixel 2 XL, and we'd endorse you study our overview earlier than even thinking about shopping for one, then you should wait until November 19th. But, given the problems we discovered with the screen, and big reviews of display screen burn-in after only a few weeks of use, the Pixel 2 XL won't be the wonderful-sized Pixel you were hoping for. If you're already acquainted with Ultimate year's effort, 2017's design gain come as a lot of a surprise. Both the Pixel 2 and its plus-sized sibling maintain the divisive tone glass and metal rear in their predecessors, although the glass strip at the pinnacle is a whole lot slimmer than before, occupying more or less an eighth of its in the back of. You'll nonetheless locate the circular fingerprint reader at the lower back, alongside a solitary USB kind C port on the lowest for charging. At the left-hand area sits both the power button and quantity rocker. Are we lacking something? Yep, the Pixel 2 doesn't have a 3.5mm headphone jack, a startling pass given Google's mockery of Apple final year. You better get acquainted with the supplied USB Type-C to 3.5mm adapter, or put money into a first-rate pair of Bluetooth headphones. At least Google's latest cell phone has IP67 dust and water resistance, a feature last 12 months' Pixel lacked. There's also Google's Lively aspect, with which you can activate Google Assistant without pressing a single button. It's basically the same as the HTC U11's squeezy feature, however with gadget studying behind it that can tell a planned squeeze from an unintended one. Despite rumors suggesting otherwise, The Pixel 2 is powered via Qualcomm's present-day Snapdragon 835 processor, in preference to the as-but-unannounced Snapdragon 836 chipset. That's now not to say the 835 isn't welcome. Most of 2017's high-quality telephones are all powered via it. The processor works in tandem with 4GB of RAM and a preference of either 64GB or 128GB of garage. Like closing year, there's no microSD expansion, however you'll discover a 2,770 mAh battery on the inner, slightly down from closing 12 months 2,770 mAh.